What's up, rehabbers across the world? Listen, I'm gonna get right into this. I'm out here boxing, I'm out here getting it in. I'm out here putting in the work, you see it. I'm tired, I'm lightheaded right now. I wanna call Earl, which means throw up, but I knew I had to get this message to you. While I was fighting, when I was boxing, when I was training, it was on my heart. I said, man, I have to get this out to you. So I want you to dial in. Like, I want you to be serious. Like, I don't want you just to like this and then go on about your life. I want you to do something to make a change. Okay, it's time for you to cut the weight in your life. Whatever that means to you. For some of you, it's physical weight that you have that you know you don't need anymore. For some of you, it's a spiritual weight. For some of you, it's a mental weight. Maybe it's the weight of your past. Maybe it's the weight of your worries. Maybe it's the weight of people. You're carrying all this baggage. You ever try to carry a whole bunch of baggage through the airport? It's a lot harder to get to your destination, to your gate, right? Sometimes you got to check that baggage in. Sometimes you got to let go of that baggage. For you guys that climb mountains, you know what I'm talking about. You always know I'm climbing mountains all the time. It's a lot harder to climb a mountain with a whole bunch of weight on you. When you drop that weight, it becomes a lot easier. So I want you to make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now to cut the weight in your life, whatever that means to you. All right, and the first thing you can do is to make up your mind. Make up your mind. I mean, that's one of the most powerful things that you can do. There's nothing more powerful to me than a made-up mind, because nothing can stop a made-up mind. When I came into this gym today, I made up in my mind, even though I was tired, even though I got hit, even though I wanted to quit, I made up in my mind that I was going to finish my workout. With rehab time at a point, I made up in my mind that I was going to take my life to where it needed to go so I can inspire others. You see, some of us, we haven't made up in our mind. We still in the same situation, the same place, letting people come in and out of our life as they please. We entertain opinions. We live in a certain lifestyle. Like, we 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's time for you to stop being on the fence and make up in your mind that you're going to cut the weight in your life. The second thing I want you to do is take the first step. There's no journey. Understand, there's no journey without a first step. Stop thinking about, the whole process of how you have to get there. Because sometimes that can be intimidating. You think about all the weight you got to drop. You think about all the friends you're going to lose. You think about everything that's going to change in your life. You think about the season of loneliness and you just stay there. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, taking the first step is uncomfortable. But as you know, outside your comfort zone is where change takes place. Taking the first step is very uncomfortable because things around your life change. You're walking into a new arena. You're walking into a new environment. You're walking into something new. But understand this. You have to leave the things behind in order to become something new. So take the first step, whatever it is. Maybe it's you going to work out. Maybe it's you picking up a book. Maybe it's you getting a mentor. Maybe it's you walking away from that relationship. Maybe it's you building better relationships. But you'll never get to your destination without the first step. The most important step in your journey is that first step, all right? So number 2, take the first step. Number 3, okay? Never be afraid to fail. You're gonna fall down. Today I got hit in the face. Today I almost quit on the round. Today my hands came down when I was boxing, which is a big no-no. I failed so many times in my journey, but the failure taught me how to be successful. The failure taught me how to be hungry. Like, if it wasn't for the losses, winning wouldn't feel so special. Think about this. The reason people celebrate championships, you see it in the NBA, you see it in the NFL, you see it in a Major League Baseball, you see it popping champagne. They're not celebrating that win. What they celebrating is the off season. What they celebrating is the training camp. What they celebrating is the blood, sweat, and tears. What they celebrating is beating the odds. What they celebrating is people that counted them out. What they celebrating is overcoming their doubt. What they celebrating is overcoming their fears. And so when you go through all that, it's called a season. See, a lot of us, we just expect to get to the championship without going through our season. That's impossible. You got to go through your season of loneliness. You got to go through your season of pain. You got to go through your season of learning. You got to go through your season of setbacks. You got to go through all of that to become the best you. Fail often, okay? I'm not saying just fail on purpose, but fail often. Give your best in everything you do. And sometimes your best isn't enough. But guess what? You can keep coming back, getting stronger, getting better. And guess what? Your best will finally be enough. All right? Number 4 is you got to stay focused. I'm talking about like super focused. I'm talking about putting blinders on. You see them horses in the street? They can't look to the side. They ain't worried about what's going on around them. They right here. They're focused on moving forward. A lot of us, we trying to move forward, but we entertaining this opinion. We entertaining this drama. We entertaining this gossip. Like, you gotta be like, understanding sports, even in boxing. Like, you got somebody in your corner, your coach, right, that's supposed to be on your side, which you probably have people in your corner that hopefully is on your team, but you ain't worrying about what the fans say. You ain't worrying about what's going outside the ropes. Because if you're worrying about what's going outside the ropes, I promise you, you're probably gonna lose inside the ropes. In football, you know, I was a former football player. You got people in the stands that's talking crazy. You got people in the stands that's telling you what you should be doing, what you're doing wrong. You got people in the stands that think that they better than you. All these fans that are screaming certain things, all right? And some fans mean well, but some fans don't. But in football and any type of sport, it matters what happens in between the lines. You ain't worried about what they saying out there. And in your life, it's the same thing. Stop worrying about what people are doing that's not in your game of life. Stop worrying about what people are saying that's outside of your ropes. Stop worrying about what people are talking about that's outside of the lines, all right? Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Number 5, remind yourself of why you had to drop the weight. Be consistent with that every single day, because doubt is going to creep up, right? Just the everyday life is going to creep up. That magnet, right, that was holding you captive, that magnet that was so strong, that magnet that was so powerful, that kept your life in that same place is going to pop back up. Whatever that magnet is, maybe it's a person, maybe it's your past, maybe it's an addiction. Remind yourself of why you're cutting away. Remind yourself of why you're moving forward every single chance that you get. Remind yourself of why you have to be the best you. Remind yourself of why you cannot move back. Remind yourself of why you cannot go back to that person that you used to be. All right? But like I tell you, at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. This is your life. This is your life. And it's not going to be perfect. Stop reaching for perfection. Stop expecting to live perfection. It's not. But it needs to be progressive. Okay? Fall in love with progression every single chance that you get. You keep rising above. You keep conquering your struggle, create new peaks. And you keep taking your life to the next level. It's rehab time. Let's get it.